to start this meeting. Do I need to count down for? Okay, great. Welcome to the joint meeting of the Budget and Education Committee. I appreciate everybody making it through the traffic to be here. We have invited Dr. Battle to come give us an update on an overview of how things are going in Metro schools and what we can do to support her in her effort to provide a great learning environment for our children. So with that, and I know at 5 o'clock we have the charrette on homelessness, so we'll try to use our time efficiently. So with that, Dr. Battle, if you're ready, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes, thank you, Chair Allen, and to the council members who are here today to talk about some of the work we're doing at Metro Nashville Public Schools to support our students and staff and how this Metro Council can support us in that effort. I appreciate Chair Lee for her vision to bring us together, and I also want to thank several of my team members who are here today as well to be a support with this conversation as needed. Give me just 1 second here, having a little technical difficulty. Yes, give me just a second. Getting the mouse.
I think the mouse is frozen. Oh, here you go. It went too far over.
Okay, don't go too far away then. All right, sorry about that. So this evening, I wanted to go through an overview of where we are, where we're going, and what our upcoming budget process will look like. I've also got some of, again, some of my cabinet members here to help if there are any specific questions that we can address tonight. Of course, we want this to be a very valuable time with you. I'd like to first level set the conversation by establishing the North Star that guides our district. It is our goal to establish MNPS as the premier large school district in Tennessee and beyond. Now, in a lot of ways, I think we've achieved that goal by having such a robust set of offerings in diverse school settings across the district. But we know that there are measures and metrics which we are going to be compared against other school districts, and we need to work collectively from the school level to our support hub to the community leaders like yourself to establish this collective impact that will ensure greater student success. Here at Metro Schools, we have 4 core tenets that focuses the work of our support hub and our school teams. And what you see on the screen are those 4 core tenets. I'll run through them very quickly. The first one is to re-envision central office as a support hub. That goes for everyone. Students, teachers, families, staff, and community leaders who should lean on our district offices and support hub to advance their work in meeting their needs. The second core tenet that we're focused on is to empower and equip leaders at all levels. I actually don't want a district of followers. I want a district of leaders who take ownership and establish agency over their outcomes and the outcomes of those they support. And we do this by equipping and empowering everyone from our principals to our classroom teachers to our bus drivers, everyone around what it takes to be a leader in what they do. Our third core tenet is to create and support engaging, rigorous, and personalized learning experiences for all students. Public education is built around the concept of providing a Tier 1 level of instruction to each student in a group setting. But we need to be sure that while we have a great quality core instruction, we have opportunities that recognize the talents, challenges, and opportunities each student has and giving them an opportunity to achieve their greatness. That's what we're working towards and the basis of many of the programs and initiatives we've adopted over the last year and a half. And then our fourth core tenet is to identify and eliminate inequities. If anyone has watched the documentary produced by the Nashville Public Education Foundation called By Design, or if you've lived in Nashville for a long time like myself, you know where this district came from in terms of equity. My parent went to a segregated school here in Nashville, and while we've made strides, we still have a ways to go in ensuring that students of all backgrounds and from every zip code have equal opportunities to advance their educational career. Our core tenets will lead us to achieving focused outcomes for our students in the areas of literacy, numeracy, social-emotional learning, and transition, specifically at the 5th, 9th grade levels and as they matriculate beyond graduation. These are how we measure growth and achievement of both students, our schools, and the district initiatives put in place to support them. The motto of Metro Nashville Public Schools is every student known. That is where our focused outcomes come into play through measurements to show the progress of students throughout their career with MNPS. We know that not all students start at the same place. So for literacy and numeracy, we're looking at growth and development that will help bring them in line with their peers nationwide or to continue to excel above the rest when possible. We also look at social emotional learning factors such as behavior and discipline, in addition to measurements we are using to have students self-assess where they are at emotionally through a program that we've leveraged called Sown to Grow. In order to learn, students must be present, so we want to work with students and families to see that they come to school consistently and on time. We're also looking at transitions for students who are going to middle school, to high school, and what their paths look like beyond high school graduation into their college and career opportunities. Here on this slide, we have a couple of more focused outcome pathways for students in middle school. You see grades 6 through 8 and also grades 9 through 10. So it helps us, again, really think about those pathways of success for our students, what it looks like first starting at elementary school, moving into middle school, and then into high school, particularly on this slide to the right, the freshman and sophomore years. And finally, on this slide, we have our 11th and 12th grade focused outcomes to prepare students for their post-secondary opportunities. Again, a clear pathways from students from our earliest learners to graduation. Now, helping us to achieve our focused outcomes, we've rolled out 14 signature initiatives that will operationalize our core tenets to achieve our focused outcomes. These have helped to guide the district's work throughout the pandemic, and we're adjusting these initiatives as needed to work with the changing conditions. So year over year, we're looking to set new goals and targets and measurements and really evaluate where we are in moving the needle for our students. Now I want to talk about one of these signature initiatives in a little greater detail, and that is our personalized student dashboard. Again, it is one of our key signature initiatives because it gives both parents and students a look at their students' focused outcomes, and they can follow along with their progress to work with teachers and school staff to support their additional growth that is needed. We are actually in phase 1 of the dashboard, and we're working with stakeholders to further refine this tool to make it even more useful and impactful in a child's education. So this is feedback that we're right now in the process of gathering and refining exactly what this personalized student dashboard will continue to evolve to be and what it'll look like to have the most impact on our student success. Now, as we started this school year, we knew that we had to move back to basics so that we can make forward progress towards the success of all students. We've been working on recovery and acceleration to achieve growth and progress for all students. So again, we knew we had to go back to basics in order to address the recovery needs, but at the same time, accelerating outcomes for our students because we know there were lots of disruptions caused by the pandemic. So just to go back and recap what we know. On March 13th of 2020, Metro schools closed due to the threat of the pandemic. And very soon after that, all of the districts in Tennessee closed for what turned out to be the remainder of the school year. It was uncertain and an unprecedented time for all of us. But our educators and staff worked quickly to find alternative ways to connect with their students and their families to ensure they had the resources and support they needed during this emergency situation. We also know that our education system is based primarily around in-person instruction, and that the disruptions caused by the pandemic will slow academic growth, which has been seen throughout the last year in MAP scores and in TN Ready data. Families hit hardest by the pandemic were often those experiencing poverty because they didn't have immediate access to outside resources, were often the ones furloughed or laid off due to the pandemic recession, or were unable to stay home and support their children while working remotely. This all correlated to larger declines in growth for economically disadvantaged populations. Now, to be clear, school districts were told that the 2020-21 TCAP data would not be used for accountability purposes if we achieved testing rates at 80% or more. And we at MNPS achieved an 85% participation rate. Additionally, we did not hold students accountable for their results and end-of-course exams. This is meant to be a baseline for districts and schools to grow from in the future. I also want to note that only 88% of eligible MNPS students tested, and only 86.5% of them were scheduled for TN Ready and end-of-course exams. That's the number that was completed. That translates to about 6,339 students who did not test, and 21,799 scheduled tests that were not completed. A few highlights that I do want to make sure I share with you from our TCAP data: our English 2 proficiency increased by 1.6% from 2019 to 2021. Our U.S. history proficiency increased 2.5% since 2019. Now, overall, we know we still have a lot of work to do in areas of literacy and numeracy, as we saw large declines consistent with what we saw across the state. So some highlights, but again, a lot of work and acceleration that needs to happen for all of our students. I mentioned earlier that a primary focus of MNPS is improving current practices. These enhancements for this school year will accelerate our recovery in meaningful ways. We have identified key enhancements aligned to literacy, numeracy, science, social studies, and personalized learning that have been or are being implemented to support growth. We have adopted, as we talked about the last time we were together, a new literacy curriculum this year meant to boost reading scores over time, have leveraged federal dollars to purchase math supplemental materials to support numeracy growth, and have created more robust, personalized learning opportunities for students, particularly in need of Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions. A few other highlights here are enhancements that include specifically this example for a second grader who is learning to read. With these enhancements, it could mean an additional 194 hours or 30 school days of additional literacy support than they would typically receive in a normal school year. Again, that is just additional time and opportunity, which is one half of the two-pronged approach we're taking to accelerate our recovery. Here's what all of these investments and strategies can culminate in. You can see on this slide that as we progress from June 2021 through July 2022, that our student school year is bookended by Promising Scholars, our summer learning program. And the year itself is infused with enhancements meant to improve their experiences and their outcomes. We often get asked about how, outside of the budget, council members can help to support MNPS. There are a variety of ways you can get involved in schools, but one of the most impactful ways right now is through our Accelerating Scholars High Impact Tutoring Program. This is what we know. We know that small group and one-to-one support can make substantial improvements and gains for our learners. And so we piloted a high-dosage tutoring program last school year, actually, during the pandemic, that has been expanded significantly this school year. We have leveraged federal and grant funding to give students the opportunity for small group tutoring with certified teachers and college students, as well as one-to-one virtual tutoring sessions with community volunteers. That's where we need you. To not only lean in to support by tutoring yourself, if possible, but also helping to get the word out. To your constituents, the best way to get involved in schools right now is to commit to just half an hour a week to helping a child improve their skills in reading and in math in a way that's proving effective. And again, these tutoring opportunities happen for students 3 times a week for half an hour. And so please leverage, please share our site. Visit tutor.mnps.org for more information. We're taking signups today. We will continue to take signups throughout the entire year. We stand ready to support and to connect volunteers to helping our students. And then you do have some additional details in the packet of information that we put on your desk if you want to dig into that a little bit more. Now, I'd like to shift a bit to talking about our budget process and what we're looking to achieve this year with the help of you and the mayor. And I do want to pause for just a moment and acknowledge our board chair, Ms. Buggs, who is with us this evening as well. So I'll first start with sources of our education funding. MNPS, more than any other district, relies heavily on the support of local taxpayers and our local government to provide the funding needed for our students to succeed. While we don't think the state's funding formula or financial contribution to public schools is adequate, we have been fortunate to receive additional funding from this council. We're grateful for that investment. Again, in the last budget cycle, you've helped us and supported us to accelerate our progress as a district. Now, you may have heard that the state is considering moving away from the current BEP formula to a more student-based budgeting formula. Well, I get asked this quite often. If it is done right, that could be a great thing for our students because that is what we do in MNPS. We leverage a student-based budgeting formula ourselves. We look at schools' projected enrollment, their projected student population, and we give a base amount for each student who will be enrolled that is then augmented by additional investments for students who are experiencing poverty, our English learners, our exceptional education students, and other criteria we know that requires additional funds to support their individual needs. Principals are then given more autonomy to make financial decisions about their budget based on their unique student needs to achieve the outcomes they want. And as a previous principal in MNPS, I can tell you this is a very powerful tool for our principals to leverage. MNPS is actually one of the leading districts in the country when it comes to school-based or student-based budgeting. And our goal is to continue that for our students and allowing more focused effort to meeting the needs of our students. Now, before we get into the operating budget process, I wanted to give you a brief overview of the Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Fund, or ESSER, that has been allocated to school districts across the country through 3 different legislative stimulus packages enacted since the start of the pandemic. I'll start with ESSER 1. ESSER 1 was the first chunk of money and really went towards some of those basic pandemic-related needs, such as PPE, technology, nutrition services to keep a basic level of service where everyone was remote or when we were just returning to the in-person learning environment. ESSER 2 allowed us to make some more strategic investments in areas like technology, instructional materials, facility improvements such as our HVAC systems, our COVID response, and our summer learning program. This also is where we were able to first spiral funds directly to schools for principals, their school teams, and school communities to make decisions on what they wanted to see for their unique student needs. ESSER 3 is the largest chunk of the funding, and I'll cover that in greater detail as I transition to the next slide. So the ESSER 3.0 process was the most involved to date and required a significant amount of stakeholder engagement as we submitted our final plan. That was a part of the criteria before submitting the plan itself. There are also a lot more strings attached in this funding allotment. And there have been many rule revisions or updated guidance that came from the state in the middle of the process, which requires several adjustments to ensure we are in full compliance with their requirements. We received an allocation of $276 million in ESSER funding provided through the American Recovery Plan, of which $43 million is automatically reserved for charter schools in Davidson County. Again, we have chosen to spiral $48.8 million directly to schools over the next 2 fiscal years so that they can meet the unique needs of their student population. In fact, to date, we're not aware of any other districts who have chosen to allocate a significant portion directly to schools. And we're proud of the principal leaders who have taken on this opportunity and responsibility to give their students and staff what they need to succeed. On the right, on this slide, you can see some of the examples of school-level investments that have been made this school year with ESSER funding that was made available to them already. So that, again, through ESSER 2, that FY 21-22 spiral examples are a few of the examples of how schools have leveraged those funds. We're also reserving $1.8 million for district administration, which I must note is lower than allowed by the rules and the law. But we wanted as much money as possible going directly to students and schools. Nearly half of our funding is going towards our accelerating learning progress, or as the law calls it, learning loss programs. And we have also made significant investments in our technology infrastructure and systems, as well as our social, emotional, and mental health supports for our community, for our students and our staff. As I note, our ESSER plans 1, 2, and 3 are all subject to future revisions based on changing needs or additional funding streams that become available to offset the ESSER investments. So we'll continue to evaluate and make adjustments as needed as long as those funds are still there for us to leverage. Again, you can learn more about our full plan by visiting our website. At the link that's on the slide, we have published everything about our plans for transparency, really demonstrating the stakeholder engagement and the needs of our district and how we've aligned those funds to really address the now and build towards the future. Now, when I took over as director of schools, I wanted to take a new approach to the budget process for several years. The superintendent had put together a plan for how to spend that money that hadn't yet been allocated, and then we would go back and revise down that plan and make significant cuts to programming and expenditures. I felt it was important to be both more transparent in the process and ensure we had the opportunity for stakeholder buy-in through our school board, through the mayor, and of course through Metro Council, who ultimately determines how much funding we receive. This starts by setting a continuity of operations budget that looks at inflationary costs that occur outside of our control and must be funded to maintain the status quo. It is critically important for us year over year to be able to maintain, sustain the programs and supports that we already have in place as we build towards accelerated outcomes for all students. We then work with stakeholders to identify strategies or a menu of options, so to speak, for further investments that can expand our level of services for students. But to be clear, there isn't one number that we can throw out to say the district is fully funded, because there are always going to be additional opportunities for investments and new strategies to improve outcomes. But we can give stakeholders a clear picture into how additional funds can move the needle for students. And so that is the process that we've leveraged over the last few years and that we plan to continue to make sure, again, that we're transparent, we're getting that stakeholder engagement, and we're clear about their return on investment and what those investments can do for our students and our staff. So this is how it looked for this fiscal year. And again, we should all be extremely proud of what, and we are extremely proud of what you did for Nashville students this year. Because of the mayor, because of you, MNPS now has the best paid teachers in the state of Tennessee. Did y'all see that smile? I mean, this happened because the mayor endorsed and funded an employee compensation plan. On top of that, the mayor and Metro Council invested in advocacy centers and additional investments by the Metro Council, which paid for the instructional support staff and additional school psychologists. And I will tell you, I have conversations with my colleagues all across the state and the country, and I stand proud in this space when we talk about what we've been able to leverage, what we've been able to accelerate, the investments that have happened right here in Nashville, something we should be extremely proud of and something that we definitely can use and leverage to continue to build upon. Now, these are the 7 budget priorities adopted by the Board of Education for the 2021-22 fiscal year. The board has not yet adopted new priorities. Again, this is for the 21-22 fiscal year. Those new priorities for the 22-23 school year, I think you can anticipate similar focus areas, but again, the board has not engaged in that process, the full process yet, and voted on and approved those priorities. But like in previous years, we will share those priorities with you. I think I'm getting some agreement from my board chair in the back. We'll share those with you as soon as they are approved by the board. Now, one thing I believe we can anticipate in the board's budget priorities is the continuation of the need for employee compensation to be improved. Here's a timeline we set out to create for systemic investments in employee compensation. As a reminder, we had originally hoped to start this process in FY 2021, but the pandemic required us all to cut our budgets and spending rather than see new investments. Now we've implemented the first of a 3-year competitive pay restructuring starting with educators, along with step increases and COLAs for all eligible certified and support staff. This year, we would like to see funded a support pay plan that is currently being conducted through a partnership with the Nashville Public Education Foundation. This includes our paraprofessionals, our bus drivers, our security staff, our nutrition services team, and many other employees who are critical to the success of our district. While we've leveraged some of our federal funding for bonuses and are looking at recruitment strategies, structural pay increases must come through operational investments by the state or local government that will be sustained in future years. We simply can't use federal funds to raise, for example, the hourly rates of bus drivers because that funding won't be sustained in future years, and we don't want to create a fiscal cliff. But again, just kind of recapping where we started with this conversation. Again, kudos, thanks, grateful to the investment for teachers. And our next phase of this work is really digging into a pay study for our support staff. Now, finally, I wanted to end with an outline of our budget process. Right now, we are working internally to identify needs in our continuity of operations budget and those key aspirational strategies. And again, that's that menu of options that hopefully you've come accustomed to seeing us provide. We'll then present this to the board, who will adopt their budget priorities for the next school year, which will then lead to community meetings and stakeholder engagement, a budget proposal to the mayor and Metro Council, and then you and the mayor will decide how much money the district can receive to meet the needs of students before we adopt a final budget for the FY 22 and 22-23 school year. And so with that, I'll kind of end there with what our budget process looks like, and I'll be happy to turn it back over to you, Councilmember Allen, to talk through. And again, I appreciate your continued support of Metro Nashville Public Schools and what we'll continue to accomplish together.
Thank you so much, Dr. Batta. We appreciate the overview and the kind of step-by-step on the budget process. We can't hear that enough times, so every time you explain it to us, we get a better understanding, so that's very helpful. I want to open it up to council member questions. I will start with one of mine that's just technical, and then I'll acknowledge people that are raising hands because the machine is not up and working. You mentioned Tier 1, 2, and 3 interventions. This is more of a technical question than anything else. Can you just explain what those 3 tiers mean, and then I'll go to other council member questions.
Yes, I sure can. So when we're talking about our Tier 1 instruction and then our interventions, our Tier 1 instruction is the high-level instruction we want all students to have access to. It's grade-level instruction, high expectations for all students. And we focus very heavily on making sure that all of our teachers are trained, prepared, and have the instructional supports and supplies to deliver a high-quality Tier 1 instruction for our students. When we start talking about the interventions, the Tier 2, Tier 3 interventions, this is where we assess our students, our teachers give their input around where our students are, and we provide more individualized supports to make sure all students are meeting the expectations around the Tier 1 instruction. Again, that's grade level instruction and accelerating beyond that based upon where our students are. So you might hear us use terms around Tier 1 and our core content courses, and then you might hear a term we use an acronym called PLT, which is our personalized learning time. That's where those interventions happen so that we can drill down to the individual skill level and content areas that students may be struggling with to get them up to speed. And a lot of times those tiered interventions are happening in smaller groups and sometimes in a one-to-one intensive structure depending on the needs of the student.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I saw Councilmember O'Connell, Cash, and Druffel. So in that order, Councilmember O'Connell, and then
Great,
Ms. Orr.
thanks. I've got a few questions. I can start with one little group and then let others go and come back if we got time.
Okay.
So I don't want to harp on this, but I know as a Metro Schools parent myself, one of the top issues of concern has been COVID response. And I know that factors into the budget both with the standard district budget to some extent, but as you've mentioned, some of the other funding sources we've had, particularly federal. So I know there was some concern about the outcomes of the contract with MMCV. This helps me from the parent perspective. Is the district still using backsafely.org as a resource, as a website?
We're not using backsafely.org right now. We are posting when we have updates to our MNPS site. And I believe it's MNPS.org/COVID-19. That's where we're posting our most updated information regarding COVID.
Okay, so no one should consider BackSafely a current resource. It's basically not in use.
When we transitioned from that partnership that you're referencing, then we transitioned all that information back to our MNPS website.
Okay, great. And then after that contract was not renewed, I know there was some discussion over the summer. And I think one of the big parts of the contract that was a success was the per school plan. As we see things like new variants, Delta, and then others that might be arriving, how is Metro Schools advancing plans for the ongoing response to COVID-19? Is there plans for another kind of contract with expertise, or do you all have, is it something you're working on with Metro Public Health Department, or how is that advancing?
Yes, thank you for that question. So the first thing is that we've continued our frequent conversations and collaborations with the health department. Those have been ongoing since that partnership ended at the end of the summer. We're continuing our efforts to get nurses in every school and multiple nurses in our larger schools to meet the needs. If I went back to the slide with our signature initiatives, you'll notice that we maintained a signature initiative around our health response. And so our team is still leading and constantly working towards adjusting to what we're learning about COVID. And so while we're able to respond and advocate for the mitigation strategies that we have in place and that as needed we need to continue in place, that is a result of that signature initiative and that collaboration and partnership with the health department. And
then I guess last couple of questions on COVID, and then we can go on. So I think the two biggest things to that initiative, I know there was, again, previously some plan to do rapid testing on site at schools. Is that level of surveillance something that we should expect or not expect going forward, or is it too soon to say? And then similarly, I know there have been some ventilation improvements, but it sounded like there was the capacity to do some others. Is Metro Schools planning further ventilation improvements while school is out this winter holiday at any schools?
Yes, we're continuing with our HVAC improvements for ventilation. You have likely seen and will continue to see that come through what you'll see with our federal grant funds, but also through our capital spending budget as well. So you'll continue to see those improvements that are needed. We just convened a meeting earlier this week to reassess where we were and how much progress we could make. With regards to the surveillance happening in our schools, that is something that we're continuing to monitor and we'll continue to adjust based upon the need. We launched about 3 weeks ago. I think we're getting ready to start our second round of our vaccine distribution within our clusters. That was met with great success, a lot of demand for that to continue, and so we will continue to support our students and our employees with vaccines as well.
Great, thank you very much. Councilmember Cash.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Battle, thank you for being here and sharing the vision for the future and all the work that you and your team have done over the last, year and a half in these trying times. And I want to point out that when you first stepped up to be the director of schools, I was an employee, and I know it was felt strongly that you cared about morale, and I know it was greatly appreciated and made a big difference. I know from teacher friends and just stuff I'm seeing on social media that I know our students and our teachers as well are struggling right now. I mean, there have been a lot of things thrown at them that are curveballs that they're adapting, but some of them they're doing their best, but they're struggling in that adaptation, in that adapting to these changes. And I just want to chime in to say, I appreciate your valuing employee morale and hope that you and your team will continue to proactively make sure that teachers and employees know that they are valued in this system, and not only giving them the tangible tools that they need, but those emotional tools as well to let them face their day with confidence. And I know you are the right person to do that. I want to ask, I'm excited about the high dosage tutoring, and I want to ask a little bit about that and the ESSR money. So I know that that ESSER has provided some money for high dosage tutoring, and I also know that you all have been working hard to get volunteers from all over the city. So I guess I'm wondering, and I appreciate earlier you saying that you were trying to get as much money, as much of this ESSER money to directly to the students. So I guess I want to ask about how the high dosage tutoring program is being administered, and if there are heavy administrative costs in recruiting and hiring and organizing those tutors, and I guess to what extent tutors are being paid versus how much you're relying on volunteers. Could you get into that a little bit more about the different aspects of the volunteer tutors and the paid tutors and how it's being administered?
Yes, first and foremost, part of the reason we've not seen large-scale tutoring efforts like this in the past is that it's difficult. It's complex. It takes a lot of organizing. It takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of leaders stepping up and volunteers to support our students. And what we wanted to do was to create what we deem a gold standard around high dosage tutoring. If we're going to put forth the effort and the investments for the support for our students, we wanted to pay off for them in their learning and building their self-confidence. We have to date supported approximately 1,000 students with our high dosage tutoring program. We're getting ready to launch our second wave of high dosage tutoring. We've been doing this through an equity data-based method of determining where the tutoring opportunities start first. We have relied most heavily on volunteers for our high dosage tutoring. So volunteers from the business community, volunteers from, we have a good number of college students, particularly with the high levels of math and literacy courses that our students take. So mostly volunteers, mostly college students. We've partnered with Pencil to also help facilitate recruiting volunteers and training them so that they're prepared for those high dosage tutoring opportunities for our students. So mainly volunteers, to answer your question. And there are some instances, and if Carrie, if you can give me a head nod, there are some instances where we have paid opportunities for tutors as well, but we were thinking of this in a sustainable model. And what's not sustainable about it, when you talk about large high dosage tutoring, high impact tutoring programs, is paying tutors at a high wage constantly to meet the needs of our students. And so we've been fortunate, again, being in Nashville, being in Tennessee. I mean, the volunteer spirit, everybody stepping up and rallying around our students, wrapping their arms around it. We definitely wanted to highlight as a part of this, and have been met with a great level of success. Again, we have more needs for our students, and based upon the number of volunteers we get, we will continue to expand the support to students all across our district.
So is a good amount of the ESSER money for high dosage tutoring going to organizing and training volunteers, or?
No, what you likely heard me say was with regards to promising scholars. We've leveraged the funding that comes from the state with additional funding to literally not turn a child away. We wanted to make sure that every MNPS student who was interested and needed the opportunities for promising scholars over the summer, that they had the opportunity to do so. So it was probably an interchange between promising scholars, where we have leveraged a great deal of ESSER funds, as opposed to the high impact tutoring.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Councilmember, we need to
Okay.
allow other council members to speak, if you don't mind. I'm gonna move on to the others. Thank you
Fine.
so much. Councilmember Dreffel.
Thanks, Dr. Battle. Thank you. You've been a rock through all this, and I know it's been crazy. As our students are promoted from grade to grade over the years, and there has to be some impact from COVID and delays of the skill development. Have you thought through the compression that happens by the time they become seniors, where they may not have the skills, or they just don't have the skills from the prior grade that continues to climb or build? And what are you doing about that? I know it's an overall global issue, but is there anything specific more that you can do, or what happens to these seniors that get there that sort of, accumulate less skills because they just got behind?
Yeah, several angles I could take to respond to that. You heard me talk about the two-pronged approach. One, it's about time, right? So we are looking at how we can recoup as much of that instructional time with our students through things like our Promising Scholars opportunity, through things like our partnership with Nashville State with Better Together, and getting our students on college campuses over the summer, particularly our high school students. We had a number participate in University U this summer, and what that was about was that, again, going back to the basics, but accelerating those outcomes so that they do have the confidence and can see themselves on a college campus. It's investments like we made last year in level setting our literacy curriculum, right? The equity in that. It brings me joy. I visit schools nearly every week to be able to walk in classrooms in schools on the south side and the north side, and I see the access to the high-level text for our students, and teachers who are executing their instructional delivery well, even with a new curriculum. So many different approaches. This is why the high impact tutoring is so important. Remember, going back to the basics to recover and then to accelerate. And we're thinking about both of those. We have to recover what was lost in instructional time for our students during the pandemic and the ongoing challenges of the pandemic, but then we have to accelerate that outcome once we get them back to their grade level expectations. Another key strategy here, you may have heard as a part of our Metro Schools Reimagined, we are transitioning our 5th grade students back to elementary schools. And we're doing that as quickly as we can, given our space limitations, given enrollment where it is to date. And so we're accelerating that because we know, when we knew it prior to the pandemic, but of course the pandemic has put an extra sense of urgency around doing that as quickly as possible. It will take a few years to get all of our elementary schools there, but we're taking forward a plan to the board to accelerate more schools than we initially planned for next year to move 5th grade back to the elementary school. And the thought behind that is, given all the research and data we have about how students are successful and how they progress in the elementary space, given being in 5th grade, and that additional support that's made available to them in the elementary space, given the disruptions caused by the pandemic. You also notice in our individual slides by grades and tiers how we've called out exactly where we want every student to be. We were intentional in including a transition plan for students as they move from tier to tier. Every student, our goal by the end of this school year is that every student will have a plan. Every 5th grade student, every 9th grade student, and every graduating senior will have a plan about what their transition looks like, what their needs are, so the receiving school can hit the ground running, can plan over the summer, make those connections so that we can continue to recover and accelerate.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. Is there a way to measure some of these ideas? I mean, they're all very good creative ideas. You need more support. I get it. You need more mentors and more tutors. Is there a way to measure that so that you can see cumulatively, in 2 or 3 years, where are we going to be against that? Again, when you get someone up and as a senior, if they've fallen that far behind, it becomes difficult. So I just wanted to check. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So again, I'll take us back to our one of our 14 signature initiatives. I'm very proud that one of those initiatives was our research practice partnership with Vanderbilt University. We have several of these partnerships on the ground, including great work being led by our research evaluation and assessment team. But part of the work, particularly with Vanderbilt, is to evaluate. I mean, we're going to evaluate how these specific strategies are helping us leverage all the resources and the training and the materials we have and the impact it has on student achievement and growth. And so we are investing in our ability to evaluate how successful these strategies are and to give us enough information to pivot and adjust when we need to. We want to know what's working. We also want to know what's not working so that we can make adjustments and not continuing to implement strategies, if you will, that are not getting us where we need to be with our students.
Thank you. Councilmember Sawara.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Dr. Battle, not just for the presentation, but for the work that you and your team have been doing. I have 3 questions. I'm going to ask all of them. I know we don't have time, so take the one that you can, and then we can get back to the other ladies. The first one that I wanted to address is going to piggyback on some of the things that have been said in terms of what's happened with COVID and the academic losses and things like that. But the other side of that is behavioral issues that come out of the frustration that comes out of that academic loss. And so I know last year in the budget, we were able to fund advocacy centers in elementary schools. My question is, what about middle and high school? How are we handling those behavioral issues? And do we have plans for those advocacy centers, hopefully in the future, or something similar to be able to help address that? The second question is on the presentation, the dashboard has parental involvement or parental participation. I'm interested in knowing how we're managing that, considering that not every student have their parents involved in their lives, and if there's a dashboard looking at that, are we working with partners, or how is that being worked on, or what are your thought process around that? And the last question is on the money that is actually given directly to the school. I think that's a wonderful idea. I think it goes straight to what is needed, but I'm also interested in how is that being allocated. Is it the same to every school, or is it based on need? We have to come back to equity in distribution, and I'm interested in that as well. Thank you.
All right, and I think I can take 2 of those fairly quickly, and then can definitely follow up. So with regards to our SEL supports for our students, again, thank you to the council for the investment around our advocacy centers. We have implemented advocacy centers in all of our elementary schools and have staffed them with advocacy coaches. And on the ground, I hear, the professional learning opportunity for advocacy coaches it's raving. Everybody wants it at this point. And I think that's a good sign of how well trained our advocacy coaches are and what the need is in our schools. And so we've implemented our advocacy centers. We just received approval of our ESSER budget, and part of our proposal for our plan with our ESSER budget, and you saw this in the aspirational budget as well, was to get restorative practice assistants in our middle schools and in our high schools, every middle school and every high school. And so we are in the process of moving forward with that plan now that we have approval. What's important to note there is we're talking about continuity of operations and sustainability of those supports in schools. We will have to begin to shift those supports, given the outcomes that we plan and intend to get for our students, into our operational budget. But for now, for the next year, we have allocated those funds in our ESSER plan to go ahead and get those restorative practice assistants hired, trained, onboarded in schools to provide on-the-ground supports daily to our students. So we're really excited about the growth in this space. Really excited. I mean, what we've been able to accomplish even through a pandemic has been amazing. The second one I'll take on is with regards to the funds being spiraled to schools. As I mentioned at the top of our conversation today, we are SBB district, which helps us in so many ways.
Budgeting.
So what did I say?
SBB.
SBB. we're student-based budgeting district, thank you. That helped us in our ability to use our equity matrix. We rely heavily on our economically disadvantaged weighting to determine how much of those funds went to every school. Every school receives a spiral. So there was a base weight, and then we added the ED weighting through our equity matrix on top of that to meet the more challenging needs of the students who need it in response to the pandemic. And so we're planning to leverage that same model as we move forward. That's why we already have estimates about how much will be going to schools based upon their enrollment and the needs of their students. That'll adjust as students transition. But generally speaking, we have a pretty good idea around that $48.8 million still needing to be available to our school teams.
Thank you for quickly answering those questions. Councilmember Porterfield, it is 5 o'clock, and I know we've got the homeless charrette to get to, so I'm going to ask that other questions get emailed to me, and I will pass those on, and we'll take them up at the next meeting. So, Councilmember Porterfield, you are last one up. If you can make it short and quick, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is very quick. Dr. Battle, thank you for everything that you've done up to this point. I have a million wonderful things to say about you, but in the interest of time, I'll keep it short. My question is around the support staff study, compensation study. Is there a timeline for when we anticipate the study will be completed? And then my follow-up question is to Madam Chair, Chair Allen. Is there a time in which the study needs to be completed in order to be considered for the upcoming budget? And then bouncing back to Dr. Battle, the goal, we accomplished with Mayor Cooper and under Councilwoman Toombs' leadership, we accomplished making Metro teachers the highest paid in the state. Is the goal also to make our support staff the highest paid support staff in the state? Thank you.
With regards to the pay study, going back to the slide here, slide 28, you also, you don't have this in your pack, but on slide 28, Councilmember Porterfield, what I was able to lay out here is what our original timeline was for the pay study, particularly for our support staff. We were going certificated staff, okay, support staff, and then administration. Again, we have accomplished the pay study for our certificated staff. The next phase is for our support staff. It will be much more complex, right? I'm just going to be very transparent about this. Certificated staff, you have one job title, right? Various levels of experiences and degrees. But with our support staff, we need to be very diligent about incorporating all of our support staff. We've got to look at each role, all the responsibilities, where they compare, what is our goal for our pay study to make sure that we're not leaving anyone out. And we have a number of different roles and responsibilities with regards to our support staff pay study. The National Public Education Foundation is already working towards building a plan for the pay study as we did with the teacher pay study. I don't today have a timeline as far as the completion date is concerned. We'll continue to stay updated with MPF and the mayor's office on that. It did take us 2 years for the teacher pay study. I'm hopeful that we can, given our learnings with the teacher pay study, that we can accelerate that so that we can also recognize and place the value and pay for our support staff. And I think there was a question for Councilmember Allen.
Well, and I will say as you know, the budget comes to us as a line, as a single line from the Metro schools. So it will be solely up to them to determine what they give us in terms of their, their suggestions for their compensation. And certainly, I think we're all behind supporting an aspirational budget that values their employees. So back to you.
And part of this is a market analysis. We have over 600 different titles in our support staff, and I think that's important for the council to be aware of. But of course, I do anticipate that for the board, that this will be the top priority for us as we move into this budget cycle.
Thank you. I have never heard so much information packed into a spot. Speed talking, that's impressive. I'm sorry we don't have time for any other questions, but if council members will email me your questions, I'll pass those on, and then we'll put them on our share space. I want to thank everyone for coming, both Metro staff and advocates for Metro staff. and the council members that made it here, and to remind you that there is a charrette on homelessness at the library that's beginning 5 minutes ago, so I know y'all are eager to get to that. Councilmember Lee is the one who set this meeting up, and she got called away on business, so she apologizes that she was not able to be here to do this, but I appreciate her setting it up, and note that there will be more meetings of this. We are setting up a Budget 101, and Metro Schools will be back January 5th to talk with us again, so that's another opportunity to learn more. So with that, we are adjourned, and thank you very much.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.